What is up, YouTube? Listen, finally somebody can see from a Bleach vision like me, the Fatal Elite Ace, the noble one. This is a video response to Bankai922's Fullbring discussion. First off, I want to give some shout outs to him, because doing a good job, makes his valid points. Have his likes and dislikes, but who doesn't? But I agree with you 100% on what the phone says. And I know the video you made about the Fullbring. This happened what, say 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. I know it's pretty much an old video, but when I came across the video, hey, couldn't agree more. However, I had some other things to add in with it. Now, as we all know, first off, before I get into this is for Bleach fans only. If you're not a Bleach fan, or if you're not really into anime or manga, click on something else right now. If not, listen to what I have to say. Now, yeah, back to what you were saying about the phone. Yeah, he should have went back and read the chapter, or really paid attention to the episode regarding, the Fullbringers being in their mother's belly while, the hollow attack. That's pretty much a common sense thing. But let's talk about this Fullbring thing, the way people are taking it. Well, Bleach fans. A lot of people do not like this arc. Me personally, I can't wait for this arc to be over with. Now, a lot of people say it was pointless, it was meaningless, they serve no purpose, all that kind of thing. But Bankai922, I remember you said on one of your old videos that it's not completely pointless, because when Genja revealed, well, I won't say revealed, when Tsukishima cut him again and he, went back to his original mindset of the plan. Like you said, it sets up the betrayal, so it's not completely useless. But this is my take on it. The Fullbringers and Ichigo, they were the main reason for Ichigo to get his powers back. If not all of them, maybe Tsukishima and Genja. Because he lost his powers. We all know Ichigo lost his powers. And you gotta think about it. The Fullbringers, if they wouldn't have came on the scene, what would have been the point of Ichigo getting his powers back? Seriously, think about that. Let's think about after he took out Aizen, then the 17 months, after he defeated Aizen, and Urahara came, sealed him away. 17 months of peace in Ichigo's life. Think about it. He had no reason. What would have been a reason to get his powers back? If the Fullbringers would have never existed, it was clearly said and showed that Urahara, he was taking care of the hollows in Katakura Town. Chad could take care of hollows, or Hime, she can take care of some weak hollows. Then you have Urahara that lives there, Tessai, the two little kids, Ichigo's father, plus Rukia, or the Afro Soul Reaper, who's in charge of Katakura Town. So, look at all those people who had Katakura Town secured. So the Fullbringers serve a purpose. And are they new? Technically, no. If you look at Chad and Orihime, they are Fullbringers. They've been around since episode 1, 2, and whatnot. But they were just revealed as a whole. Like now we get their names, their backstories on what an X-Caution, what a Fullbringer is. Also, I know you like Rukia, but me, my favorite Fullbringer, man, I'm gonna have to say is Genja. I know you don't like Genja, but this the thing. He's a part of Bleach history now. He the first substitute Soul Reaper. Just think about that. He didn't used to just be a substitute Soul Reaper. The first substitute Soul Reaper. That's kind of epic, man, if you ask me. And he's a Fullbringer at that. So in a sense, you could say he's some form of a hybrid in a sense, how Ichigo was. But, and the thing is with Ichigo saying he's cocky and, the time he was crying. Okay, let's make this clear, of course. Okay, if he's cocky, look how old he is. He's a young teenager. If you were at that age, I bet if anyone could have Shinigami powers at the age of 40, I mean, maybe they say he's arrogant or overconfident, but he's 17. He's a 17-year-old teenager. I mean, if I knew I could take on Shinigamis that have been around for hundreds of years, hey, if I can, holify myself and don the mask, I mean, come on now. Plus, the whole thing with him crying, yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. Yeah, I mean, everybody said, oh, he's a punk, he was crying. I mean, not to make it sound like I'm backing him up or justifying it, but let's just look at the facts. Like I said, he's a young teenager. Tsukushima been mind raping him. First, he was good that, he was satisfied with the fact that, okay, hey, I don't have my powers no more, I'm used to this. I get used to this. Then trouble started happening because the Fullbringer stepped in and he wanted his powers back. But that's not just it. The Fullbringers wanted to increase their powers. So it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to be evil for the hell of it, so we're just going to be regular cliche villains for Ichigo to fight. No, they had a purpose as well, and they had a backstory. So it ain't like Kubo just pulled these characters out of his ass. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Here come the Fullbringers. Cause all this trouble. Ichigo is like, damn, I'm helpless. Everyone else who can help, they're still not as powerful as me. So I feel helpless. Not everybody who has powers is gonna be there to save my sister, so that's why he decided, of course, to get his powers back. He went through all of this training, all of this. I mean, then Tsukushima does what he does, and then his powers get taken away. Pretty much, he wasn't crying on some punk stuff. He was just crying because he was just mentally frustrated. Like he just had just a freaking panic attack. Like he's stressed out. He just couldn't take it. Like he couldn't believe this happened. Like damn, technically lost the power 3 times. First to Byakuya. Well, it was Rukia's when he had Rukia's powers, but still. When Byakuya took out his soul chain, his soul sleep. Excuse me. Then when he fought Aizen, did the final Getsuga Tensho. And then when Genja took his powers away. Now, of course, this is where the cockiness comes in. Let's look at if someone has a gun to your head. Their pistol would be talking all that stuff, or they're threatening you, or they have a detonator near you, had the switch in their hand. They're talking all of that stuff, and they pull the trigger or hit the button. It's a dud, or the bullet gets jammed. Of course, next thing you know, your fear is gonna go away. Your anger is gonna come, show up, or you're gonna get air in your chest and chin up. But that's pretty much what happened with Ichigo. That man slowly but eventually gained Ichigo's trust. Then he took his powers away, walking off. Like damn, so you was cool with Tsukushima, this dude who was messing with my head and my family and friends. Now then he was feeling powerless. He's gonna go up and swing on Genja. Come on now. So what happened? See that sword in him. He turned around. It was Rukia, his father, and Urahara. And he got his powers back. Of course he gonna talk some stuff then. But it wasn't in the sense that he was cocky. Ichigo was displaying in a sense of, what's up now? Like you was big and bad. You was sneaky. You talked all that stuff. You gonna take my powers. Thinking you the shiznit. Now, pretty much Ichigo was saying, let's put your real skills to the test. Now that I have my powers. My original powers at heart. Not this Fullbring stuff, my Shinigami powers. That's just how it is. Or if 5 guys get ready to jump you, and then 16 of your boys come in. Of course you're gonna be like, yeah, now what? That's all that is. I mean, was Ichigo, he was never really cocky against Aizen. I mean, if people want to think about when he was fighting Aizen for the final time, I mean, he was just using eyes and words against him when he said, I noticed you backing away from me, you know? But Ichigo, at least with that one, he backed it up. How he said, I'm going to end this in an instant. If you really look at that fight, that wasn't really a fight. I mean, Ichigo, he grabbed his face, threw him to the ground, clashed with him, grabbed his sword. I mean, destroyed the black coffin, did the final Getsuga Tensho, and that was it. That was it. All Aizen did was scorch his arm. That's it. So, you know, that's my take on that. I mean, I bet money for all the people who thinking Bleach is going downhill or they getting worried about it. No, I believe this is that mini arc displaying, you know, how Ichigo got his powers back. And I think at the end of this arc, is gonna, near the end or at the end, is gonna start to show. No, forget that. I think within this arc, it's gonna show Genjao's past and Ichigo's father's past. I mean, I believe they have a connection. This guy used to be the first substitute Soul Reaper, and he just happened to know Enshin and Urahara. And remember, Enshin lost his powers, you know, 20 years ago. So there's something about it. There's a three-way connection there. But yeah, that was just my thoughts about that, because once this arc is over with, I mean, hey, I bet people are gonna start really eating up Bleach even more, and or feeling stupid once they reveal, you know, the Royal Guard or something, or once Ichigo's dad past get revealed. And for people complaining about the past of the Fullbringers, I mean, this is the thing. Kubo, no one can please everybody. Kubo can't please everybody. If I was him, I'd think like, damn, you know what's crazy? On YouTube and forum sites, you have people like King of Lightning. It's a cool dude, but he was saying like, are you serious, Kubo? You're trying to justify these Fullbringers by making us feel bad with their backstories? And then I have videos saying it was too short. They wanted more of the backstory from Fullbringers. So it's personal preference. That's all it is. But you have to ask yourself, are there more people who like Bleach? Or are there more people who don't like Bleach? Because, I mean, hey, you just gotta take it for what it is. Just like you said. But yeah, you know, Kubo, he lives in Japan. He's Japanese. His main character is Japanese. I would not be surprised if he caters more to the Japanese audience and the fan demands and the fan base over there in Japan than opposed over here in America or Russia or Australia or any other country that Bleach is in. I would not be surprised. I mean, not to say that he's racist or prejudiced or whatnot, but hey, you think DC or Marvel or Top Cow or Image are gonna take the Japanese fan base into consideration more than a Western? No, they're not. They're just not. I mean, these, you know, he bleaches. I mean, it's Japanese, but that's what I think is gonna happen. I really do. So, yeah, I will agree. There are some chapters I did not like. There were some chapters in this Fullbring that I did not like, but I give Kubo credit. Kubo isn't perfect. No manga artist is perfect, or manga writer, or whatever. He could have just, you know, the time skip was cool, but he could have did this Fullbring arc a lot worse. A lot worse. I know people think like, well, how can it get more worse than that? But let's think, he could have not given them backstories. He could have made Genjao have a group of ex-substitute Soul Reapers. I mean, you know what? That would have been, man, I don't know, but saying he had the, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, but it could have been a lot worse. And the thing is the pacing. I mean, mangas only have 19 to 22 pages at max. 22 at max. Usually 19 pages. You only have 19 pages to work with. Kubo said in an interview, one of the downfalls to being a manga writer, you only have 19 pages. So he can't fit everything in. So he has to take something out or elongate it or stretch it or push it over into the next chapter. And we were reading it, 19 pages a week. We're like, oh, that was all. We gotta wait for it. Oh man, this for that. I mean, man, people should be more grateful. I mean, we're all reading it for free. And I mean, hell, I bet Bleach fans who complain about, who bitch about, well, so-called Bleach fans who bitch about the stuff, aka phone, I bet they have to take it off the internet. Say if we had to wait. Say there's no way for us to know what's gonna happen right now. Right after Byakuya put the hole in Tsukushima's chest. And say if we had to wait until that came out over here for Vias to, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll start missing Bleach then and appreciate it, and you know. But hey, I don't know, man. I think, you know, it's just the whole fact of, it was a big pill to swallow how it seemed like Bleach had to reboot, you know, everything started over as it seemed, and it was starting out slow. It really was. And the thing is, we just got done with big fights. Big fights. So when we going back into other multiple fights, it seemed like it drags on. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like that when all the Fullbringers separated into their respective chat rooms and fighting everybody. I'm thinking like, damn man, this reminds me of Katakura time. It's like, it's gonna be 2 weeks on this character and then 1 week on this one. Then gonna go back to this one. That's the only thing about it. Yeah, that's why honestly I can't wait for these Fullbringers die. But the rest of us, we can go to Tsukushima's backstory. I hope he gets one. And Genja. That's what I want to get back to. I like what Kenpachi did. Bam. So Shiro, I mean, he had Yuki on the ice for a while. I mean, he told him to give you 5 minutes to shut down the chat rooms. If they're still up. Jackie, I believe she killed herself. I believe she did. Tsukushima has to be dead. Veruca, I'm sorry, Bankai922. No, she needs to die. She needs to go. I just want... Oops, I had to adjust that there. Yeah, sorry for that. All I'm saying is, hey, I just know it's gonna get better. But y'all have to be patient. Not a Bleach tard, not a Bleach fanboy. You know, it's gonna speed up. Once all these fights are over with, I know there's gonna be a lot of real good, important dialogue, page after page after page after page, and the chapters are gonna seem longer and real good. And they're gonna have a lot of good conversations within the topics. I mean, within the chapters, because I remember those days in Bleach where the chapters, a few of the chapters that seemed long, they had good dialogue. This one page you're on it for a while, okay, then next page you're on it for a while. I believe it's gonna get back to that, but yeah, Bankai922's, I have to make this response video. Like I said, I agree, except with the Veruca thing, and yeah, to one Bleach fan to another, good job, Fatally Ace. Comment, rate, subscribe. Peace out.